Hi, today I'd like to talk about Wing Chun masters you should know. So you might say Yip Man. Yes, of course, there is Yip Man and there are maybe one or two or three names which everybody knows. But I want to talk about Wing Chun masters who might be not in the forefront of everybody's knowledge, but still are very, very important masters who were very important with their teaching for development of Wing Chun history, but maybe names that are not so well known, especially here in the West. I think, for example, about masters like Yuen Kay San. Yuen Kay San was a very, very important master and figure. People say that he was challenged more than 1,000 times during his lifetime, also in many death matches. And yeah, obviously he didn't lose, otherwise it would be difficult to fight more than one death match. So he was a very successful fighter. There is also a very close relationship between Yip Man and Yuen Kay San. Nowadays there are many discussions, who learned from whom, what. I don't want to go too much into detail into these questions, but there's no doubt that Yuen Kay San was a very important master, and he also is like the founder of a special Wing Chun lineage. His brother, his older brother, in the West, he's even less known than Yuen Kay San, Yuen Chai Wan. Yuen Chai Wan, also a very important Wing Chun master. For example, Yuen Chai Wan was the one who took Wing Chun later to Vietnam and also was a founder of a special branch of Wing Chun there. So also a very important name we should talk about. Another Wing Chun master which I think is very interesting and very fascinating is Ting. Ting is also a name which, especially here in Europe, is not so well known. Who was Ting? Ting was one of Yip Man's first students in Hong Kong. He was called the King of Silim Dao. By intensively training this first form, Ting for himself found a kind of inner power, which he calls Nim Lik, the power of mind, which would be the translation. So a very, very interesting story how Ting developed a special way of practicing Wing Chun. So also a very, very interesting master. When we talk about Yip Man students, and especially about Yip Man's early students, also the question is interesting, what was before the Hong Kong period? Yip Man was already teaching in Fazan before, and maybe the, for us, most interesting student in this time was Gok Fu. Gok Fu was, from the 7 students in Fazan, maybe the one who could learn most from Yip Man. So again, a very interesting master we should look at. When we keep talking about Yip Man, another very interesting master is Lan Khan. What many people might not know, Lan Khan was Yip Man's nephew. So there was of course a special relationship between him and Yip Man. Lan Khan took Wing Chun to Taiwan and sometimes is called the father of Wing Chun in Taiwan. And also there is very famous and was instructor of different special forces. So also a very interesting name, a very interesting person in Wing Chun history. Another very important master or grand master was Funan. Funan, now we speak about Gulo Wing Chun. I mean, there are more important masters in the Gulo tradition, but what was very special about Funan, that on the one hand, he became very old, so I was also lucky enough to still meet him in 2010, but he was the one who for the first time took Gulo Wing Chun out of their village, and he was the one who went to Hong Kong and for the first time started to teach more open and opened Gulo Wing Chun, this very interesting branch of Wing Chun, more to the world. So without Funan, maybe we still might not know that there even was something like Gulo Wing Chun. So also a very important master I like to look at a little more. Another very interesting master who is not very known in the West is Mei Wong. In China he is quite famous and he learned Wing Chun from different masters. So it's again a very interesting lineage of Wing Chun, again, a very, very interesting master we should look at a little closer. And finally, I also like to talk about Li Xing. Li Xing was the one who took Wing Chun to Europe, he was the first master teaching Wing Chun in Europe, and he had many, many different students, and he taught many different students in London. What's very interesting about Li Xing, he passed away already more than 30 years ago, but his students have a huge variety of Wing Chun techniques, forms, application, which is quite different to what we normally see when we talk about Wing Chun in the West. So also a very, very interesting master. The reason for this video actually is I'm planning a video series about Wing Chun masters who deserve to be more in the limelight than they have been in the past. So this is the idea of my video series, and I ask you also for your help and your proposals. What is your opinion? Do you maybe train Wing Chun in a certain lineage or tradition which is maybe not that well known? Are there any masters or grandmasters who deserve more respect or recognition than they have been given so far? Maybe you can contact me, and I also wait for your proposals. And if you like, of course, you can subscribe to this channel, then you won't miss any video. And also check out in my channel, there is a playlist with English videos. If you want to leave me a comment, if you have any proposals about which Wing Chun masters also belong to this list, then please contact me, and I hope to see you soon again in one of my next videos.